Well, good morning. My name's Jenna Wooten and I am the Acting General Manager of Destination at Auckland Tourism Events and Economic Development. I have to say, after a very stunning weekend, long weekend in Auckland, it's brilliant that this fine weather has continued for a very exciting major events announcement. So thank you all for being here. As you'll see to my right, I've got a very important panel of guests here, and shortly I'll introduce each of them individually. Well, you're all here for one particular reason, and I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. I would like to welcome a man that needs no introduction here in Auckland. He is the Chief Executive of the Volvo Ocean Race, Mr. Knut Frostad. Knut.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone, and what a day to be back in the spiritual home of the Volvo Ocean Race. That's what I said last time, right? So I said to, I was asked a few times last time we came in just about a year ago whether we will come back, and I said just do a great job and we will be back. And not only are we going to be back in 2015, but we're going to be back for 2 more editions, which I think is the first time in history actually we have done a 2-race agreement with Auckland. And I think that is the reason for that. There are many reasons for that. One is that we had a great experience last time, and I think I was proven right internally in my team and with my owners that it was right to come back to New Zealand and Auckland. And secondly, it was a very popular stopover for our sponsors and our guests and our teams. They all enjoyed it a lot. I think the viaduct in its new shape and its new glory really works extremely well for the race. And I must say one thing, the race has become a very big global event today. We have 10 cities around the world. We go to Middle East and China, we go to all kinds of new crazy places, and we need to go somewhere where people just know this sport and where we can do a proper job from a long time in advance to the event is finished. And I think Auckland is probably the best in class in the whole world when it comes to that, and it's a pleasure for us to come back. So with those words, we are just 6-7 months now since we finished the last race. It doesn't feel like a very long time ago, but time runs quickly. What we're busy doing these days, we're announcing our route. We have announced that we're going to make a big change next race. We're going to actually go to Brazil first and stop in the northeast of Brazil, where they also have entered a Brazilian team into the race. And we have announced a second Brazilian stopover, so we're going to go to Brazil twice, both on the way down and on the way up. And then we have announced Auckland, and most people know that today, and then most people know we are starting in Spain. That's as far as we have managed to announce so far, but the next 2 weeks more is coming, and about 3 weeks actually. Apart from that, we're also building boats this time. We realized with the new economy and the challenges we have in Europe and the States in particular, but really across the whole world, we had to change the format of our event to make it more sustainable. So we have created a new one design class where all the teams are going to race identical boats that we are basically involved in manufacturing and putting together. And there will be a lot more shared services, shared spare parts, and a much better cost structure for the times we are in to enable us a very healthy fleet in the next race. That is exciting times, a lot of challenges for us, but also a lot of fun things happening. One of the interesting things we have been doing the last month is that we have ramped up a lot the television production we're going to have on board the boats in the next race. And we have started already now recruiting the people who are going to be the onboard reporters on board the boats. We used to call them the media crew members, and the skippers obviously thought that these guys were crew members, so they were also treated like crew members, but we want them to be journalists and be extremely good cameramen. And we've had 890 people per yesterday applying for those jobs. And the advertising is marked the worst possible journalist job. And actually 2 guys from the film crew Hobbit here in New Zealand have applied, believe it or not. So a lot of good things are happening. Thank you, and finally I'd just like to say from the Volvo Ocean Race that we are truly looking forward to working with the city of Auckland for the next at least 6 years. Thank you.
Now the next man I'm going to introduce is a man that has an ambitious vision for this city. That vision is for Auckland to be known as the world's most livable city, and he is very clear about the significant role that major events are going to play in achieving that vision. It is my great pleasure to introduce His Worship the Mayor, Len Brown.
Thanks, Jenna. It's a great day here in the City of Sails as we once again celebrate how much we are supporting, and the globe is supporting, yachting and the marine industry in our nation. So Knut, for us it's just not about the Volvo Ocean Race driving the sense of our connectedness to the world of yachting and excellence in delivery and performance. It's also about the sense of excitement for our city and the potential economic gains. We will invest significantly, as we have done in the past, in this. Our CCO will commit for the next 2 races $5.5 million over those 2 races, and we expect to get something like 18,000 people come from New Zealand and around the world to visit this race, to add to all of the Aucklanders who will come and camp on the waterfront and enjoy the event. This adds something like $6 to $7.5 million to our local economy, and that's critical. As a small nation like this and a growing international city like Auckland, we really appreciate the input in the economy. What that means for me is we look out at so many young people, and unfortunately in our city there are many young people who are unemployed. We want jobs, and particularly in the marine industry, and it's a high growth industry and sector for our economy. So the excitement that the event brings, the opportunity for us to excel again and go camper, and also the potential for economic gain in our city is critical. So today I'm hugely proud to hear your words, to see your commitment, Knut, and that of the Volvo Ocean Race Committee and team, and we very much appreciate it, and we are really looking forward to 14 and 15. Wonderful. Thank you very much, everyone.
My name is Kylie Arch, and as you've heard, I'm Head of Major Events for the New Zealand Government. I'm very pleased to be here to share this exciting announcement today. Stephen Joyce, the Minister of Economic Development, unfortunately couldn't be here today. He sends his very best regards. It's the first day of Parliament sitting today, so you can imagine they have a bit on their plate, but he really did want to be here today and sends his very best and his sincere thanks and congratulations. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Mayor Len Brown, Bren O'Reilly, Jenna Wooten and the entire AT team. Winning an event like this takes an enormous amount of time and effort. It's a massive team, it's a massive effort, and it's an exceptional outcome, so congratulations to all the team. And today we're celebrating not just 1, but 2 stopovers, which, as you heard from Knut, is absolutely the first time that's happened. It's an exceptional outcome, and we're very proud to be a partner for this exciting event. Jenna mentioned that the City of Auckland is behind this event, and I'd like to suggest that the entire country is incredibly supportive. It's a significant achievement. The Volvo Ocean Race is a prestigious international event, and I'm sure that the success of the 2012 event played an important part. So our thanks also go to the 2012 team, to Sir John, to Tom and his wider team, who led an exceptional event. Events like the Volvo Ocean Race help promote New Zealand as a world-class events destination and provide significant benefits for the country. That's why the government has agreed to partner with ATEAT and will invest $1.5 million per event, $3 million in total, and this significant investment will provide a wide range of benefits for the country. Just looking out the windows here, it's pretty easy to see that New Zealanders have a connection with the sea and a long history of involvement with this event. We're known for our yachting and our sailing success and the expertise of our world-class marine industry. The marine industry has a $1.7 billion turnover in New Zealand and produces $650 million in exports every year. That's 9,000 full-time staff employed. Pretty exceptional numbers. Events like Volvo help us showcase this industry's expertise and take that expertise to the world. The investment in the next 2 stopovers will help us build on that. We're very excited about what that means for the sector, and we're committed to the partnership with ATEAT to make that deliver results. We look forward to working with the Volvo team, ATEAT and all the wider partners to deliver on significant results. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Kylie. So you've heard an awful lot from our three speakers this morning, and I'd just like to take a few moments to take you through again some of the key details relating to today's announcement. Auckland has been confirmed as a stopover in the next two editions of the Volvo Ocean Race. These stoppers will take place in the first quarter of 2015 and 2018. Each stopover will take place over a period of 15 days, which is a fantastic result. We, in 2012, only had a stopover of 10 days. AT will essentially own the stopover and as such is investing $2.25 million per event from its major events fund. This investment is being made because of the significant benefits that the city will derive as a result. Specifically, we're forecasting $7.4 million in GDP impact and around 18,000 visitor nights. Also, I've mentioned to Brad earlier today, the imagery that we will get out of hosting these two events are spectacular from a destination point of view. We are still using that Group Armour arrival shot with the stunning cityscape in the background, lit up just beautifully. Government, as Kylie has just confirmed, will be investing into both events to the value of $1.5 million. So that's once again a great partnership building on the success that we had in 2012. I hope you'll agree that this is a fantastic way to start Auckland's major events program in 2013. I'm pleased to confirm that there will be many more announcements just like this coming up over the coming months, and I have no doubt they will continue to reinforce Auckland's reputation as being the second top global event city in the world. I'd now like to open up to the floor for some questions, and then following that we are able to schedule one-on-one interviews, and Chris Gregory from AT is able to help coordinate those. So over to you.
Knut, normally for a stopover you want the country where you're stopping over to have a boat in the race. There's no guarantee of that this time. What made you kind of waive that consideration for Auckland?
You need to take some risks sometimes, Martin. And I think, you know, it's right now it's a difficult market out there, and it's a difficult time for the teams. It takes longer, and we want to get on with the things that we know works. You know, and we're all absolutely clear that there's not every city in the world that has got 2 race deals with us. So it's only a very few of the stopovers we have done this because we know it works. It's a no-brainer for us, and we hope obviously that it's going to be a New Zealand team in the race, and we're going to work closely with the guys, some of them in the room here, to make that happen. You don't have a guarantee for that, but I don't think a stopover hurts. And as I said, I think we need to take some risk. I'm absolutely confident there's going to be plenty of New Zealand sailors in the race.
If you're going to Brazil twice, does that mean Cape Town's missing out?
I can't tell you that because we haven't announced what's happening between New Zealand and Brazil yet. But watch the next couple of weeks and you'll see.
What's the total level of investment by New Zealand? Is it $5.5 million or is it $8.5 million?
Okay, so your figure from the Jenna, can you just answer that? But
yeah.
Certainly our figure is slightly over 2 per race, and the government's figure is about 1.5. So close to $4 million per race from both the council and from the government. I just think that it's important that we're always mindful of the fact that ratepayers have got an investment here. So the figures that I've given you and that Jenna has reiterated are critical from the city's view that this is a great economic investment, not just an investment in the reputation of the city, but a great economic investment. So $4 million for the nation in hosting 2 rounds of the ocean, Volvo Ocean Race, is, I think, an excellent investment in terms of the return we get.
All right, if there's no other questions, I will take this opportunity to wrap up